not remember the personalities involved, but every week we have a department heads meeting, this item would come up and reports are being made by the city administrator. As to the details of how they're doing it, hindi ko na po alam yun as mayor.
Pasensya na po kayo, pero parang hindi po nasagot yung tanong ko. Ang tanong ko po, meron ba kayong nautusan specifically na pumunta sa
Si
SEC?
city administrator po ang may hawak ng usapin, siya po ang tinatanong namin.
So wala po kayong mismong binigay?
Si city administrator po ang aking kausap.
So naatasan niyo po ba siya o hindi?
Already answered, Your
Alam
Honor.
mo,
I just want answer is
ulit-ulitin ninyo yung
basic.
tanong, pareho isasagot ko. The city administrator acted.
Reform the question.
I will
Reform the question.
Yes, sure. So dumating po kayo sa dako na nalaman, paano po kaya nalamang si Cristina Corona?
Hindi ko rin po alam. I'm not competent to answer paano niya nalaman. Ang importante, nalaman mo. Yun ang importante sa
Hindi
akin.
po. Ang sinasabi ko po, Mayor, pakiunawa lang po yung tanong ko. Kasi lumalabas po sa sulat na lumabas sa Office of the City Administrator ninyo na ito po'y dapat padala kay Cristina Corona bilang administrador ng Basa Guidote. Meron ho bang nakapag-report sa inyo? Mayor, sir, dito natin padala to kay Cristina Corona. Meron ho bang ganun report?
Yan po'y inassign ko kay city administrator. He reported to me with this letter.
So sa mga tweet po, wala kayong detalyeng natanggap kung bakit kay Cristina Corona na-i-address itong sulat na to. Wala po. Sagutin lang po sana.
Objection, Your
I
Honor.
cannot answer that question with a yes or no.
What's the pleasure of the gentleman from San Juan?
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Attorney, ano pangalan?
Samonte,
Samonte.
Mr. Senator.
Ako'y sumasang-ayon dun sa sinabi ni dating Mayor Chensa sapagkat ako'y naging mayor din ng San Juan sa loob ng 9 na taon. Alam niyo, once you expropriate a property, ang aking ginawa nung araw ay inuutusan ko lang ang aking municipal administrator at ang aking municipal attorney to make the necessary negotiations with the buyer. With the seller dun sa may-ari ng lupa. Kaya sa aking pananaw, sa aking paningin, walang hindi na siguro trabaho ng mayor ang makipag-usap dun sa may-ari ng property. Tsaka, palagay ko, si Mayor siguro, baka tinignan lang niya siguro yung address ng property doon sa kanyang city assessor. Kaya sila, siguro, yung administrator niya or yung kanyang city attorney ang nakipag-usap doon sa mga opisyalis ng Basa Guidote. Just for your information.
Maaring ganun nga po.
Anyway, the prosecution is making the cross-examination. And we have to give them the leeway to ask their questions. For whatever purpose the question is asked, whether to test the credibility of the witness or whether to search his real knowledge of the facts, give them the leeway to do it.
Maraming salamat po. Kaya ko po naitatanong, Mayor, kasi yun, sabi nyo kanina, na parang naka-hands-on kayo dito dahil pressured na kayo ng LRTA. Kaya po inaasahan ko na yung mga ganong detalye, dapat alam nyo rin at re-report sa inyo. May I proceed, Your Honor?
Proceed.
So, natukoy nyo na ang property ay pag-aari ng Basa Guidote. Malino na po yun, nung bandang huli. Opo. At katunayan, doon sa susunod na sulat na pinadala nung inyong this time, Secretary to the Mayor, Attorney Emmanuel R. Sison, ito po'y naka-address na sa Basa Guidote Enterprises with address at this time with address 903 Sergio Loyola Street, Sampaloc, Manila. Again, attention, Mrs. Cristina Corona. So, nito pong November 28, 2000, identified nyo na po kung sino talaga yung kinakausap nyo. In between these two dates, May 13 and 1999, at nito pong November 28, 2000, bilang mayor at bilang head of the office, May nalaman pa ba kayong ibang negosasyon in between?
Ang alam ko po ay,
Kung meron po, kung wala po, sabihin nyo lang.
ang alam ko po ay si city administrator, and after a period of time, the city secretary nagtulungan na to try and get the other party to sit and negotiate. Dahil every Monday, that item comes up in our meeting and no development has been reported. Kaya ako po naman ay ninanag ko sila. Pagka hindi po na tumugon, we will have to act with more legal
So
force.
it is clear that you paid special attention to this particular...
Of course, yes.
Special attention.
Because of the public service component required.
Almost weekly pinag-uusapan nyo to.
Lumalabas po yan kasi meron kaming meeting every week.
May sinabi ho ba sa inyo ni attorney, ni Administrator Fernando na si Mrs. Cristina Corona siyang dapat kausap at authorized representative ng nasabing Basag Idote Enterprise? Meron ho bang ganong impormasyon na sabi sa inyo?
I took that for granted.
wala?
I assumed that because he wrote Mrs. Corona.
So even, pasensya na po kayo, even before this May 30, 1999 letter was sent, you already knew as the mayor that the person to contact or to talk to was or is Mrs. Cristina Corona.
Hindi po.
Not yet.
Hindi po.
Kailan niyo po nalaman?
With that letter.
So from then on, alam niyo na.
From then on, alam ko na Basa Guidote Estate yung aming kausap. Alam po nyo sa...
Wala po ang tanong. Pasensya na po kayo.
Tuloy po nung sagot ko sa tanong. Nakalimutan
I'm sorry,
nyo pa.
but wait for my next question. Can you just wait?
Hindi ko pa nasasagot yung tanong ninyo.
Your Honor, please.
Order.
May the witness be allowed to answer completely, Your Honor?
I thought he's finished
Yes,
already, Your Honor, and I should
Sir,
propound the next.
propound your question, and may I request the honorable witness to wait for the question to be finished and answer it, and answer the question, and the counsel to allow the witness to complete his answer.
Yes, Your Honor.
So order.
May I borrow our Exhibit 229? That is the letter of Attorney Season. Nasaan na? Defense, may I borrow 229? The mark exhibit. Mr. Mayor, will you agree with me that this photocopy, because we don't have the mark exhibit, that this is an exact copy of the letter you identified earlier and which was marked in evidence as Exhibit
Okay.
229?
Where is the mark exhibit?
It is being Xerox according to the Secretariat, Your Honor.
It is
Being Xerox.
being served.
So just for me to continue, Your Honor, I'm confronting our witness with a Xerox copy, which as an officer of the court, I'm sure this is,
Proceed.
yeah, this is the same copy of that letter you earlier identified. Now, can you read again the entry appearing at the right upper portion thereof, if you can?
I can vaguely decipher received by somebody, R.C. Corona.
Will you agree with me that this is the signature of Chief Justice Renato C. Corona?
Hindi ko po alam ang signature ni Chief Justice.
Okay.
I have no way.
Now, may I go back to that meeting when Mrs. Corona, according to you, visited you at your office? You remember having stated that. And you admitted that she was in the company of her husband, Attorney Renato Corona.
Tama po.
Is it your statement now that that was your first time to meet this couple?
Yes.
And you declared today that the representation is just that he is at an ordinary attorney, Renato Corona. That's correct.
Tama po yun.
Now, will you admit that at one time or the other, early this month, you have talked to Miss Marites Bitug?
Opo.
And that you met somewhere at Shangri-La,
No, we
Makati?
did not meet. We casually...
But you
we
casually,
bumped-
accidentally bumped.
Pwede po ba
Yes,
sagutin
yes.
ko?
If
Kayo yata ang gusto sumagot. Di kayo na
May I
sumagot.
request the gentleman to talk one after the other so that
Yes,
the
please answer.
statements can be properly recorded.
We casually bumped on the sidewalk where she was alighting and I was riding my car. Since she's an old friend, she asked me a number of questions to which I responded automatically.
And,
Yun po ang aming, hindi po interview yun.
Anyway, interview or casual talk. But the point is, you were able to talk with each other at the time.
Yes.
For about how many minutes? 10, 15 minutes?
Wala, siguro mga 2-3 minutes at the
Oh,
most.
and she was able to ask you a number of questions,
A number of questions. I remember.
including, and you talk about this Basagidote property.
Tinanong ako on how,
You talk about this.
yes, we talked about yun ang point of interest niya.
And you told her that when this attorney Corona or this husband of Cristina Corona approached you, you told him that you told him, the husband, that you don't have to introduce yourself as I know you.
No
already.
basis. No basis, Your Honor.
I'm on cross.
Let
Yes,
the,
but no
let
basis.
the witness answer.
I'm asking him, Your Honor.
No, because he was being introduced by my city administrator as somebody who served the government under President Ramos. And I said, no need for any introduction. I have read about him. I know about him.
So at that point, you already know the person of this attorney Renato Corona.
At that point, yes, that he
And
was
in fact, you
attorney.
came to know that she was the chief legal counsel of Malacanang at the time.
Ay, hindi po alam yan. Ang alam ko yung kanyang stint with President Ramos. And then, may binanggit yung city administrator ko about his having served then Vice President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo.
Now, you mentioned of a certain Emmanuel Sison.
No. Antonio Fernando.
No, I mean your secretary.
My secretary is Antonio, Emmy Season, yes, Emmanuel Season.
He was your secretary all throughout your stint.
In my 9 years as mayor.
Okay. And you came to know that this attorney Sison is a batchmate of Chief Justice Corona, the respondent in this case in law school. You came to know that?
Hindi ko po alam yun at that point.
Okay. But Miss Attorney Sison was there during that meeting, I suppose.
No, I would remember Antonio Fernando.
Oh. Now, did you ever come to know that they are batchmate at the Ateneo?
Later on.
Eventually, you came to know.
Later on.
And when was that?
Mahaba na yung aming pag-uusap nung nalaman kong meron silang same school. At na-trace po namin, ako'y Ateneo rin po ako galing. Ateneo rin pala si Chief Justice.
And that took place, the knowledge that you came to know, that information was before the sale, the actual execution of the deed of absolute sale.
Yes.